What's up, witches? It is Monday and Messy Bunday. Just made that up. It's a new holiday. Speaking of holiday, when we were on holiday up in Michigan, I got a new deck from a lovely little shop called Spirit Dreams, and it's the Mythical Goddess Tarot Anniversary Edition by Sage Holloway. Is the author. Catherine Skaggs is the artist. 78 card tarot deck with 144 page guidebook. And we've got a little thing here that says Gold Winner Visionary Awards from Coalition of Visionary Resources Cover. I'll talk about that in a little bit, I think. Anyhow, we have a lovely glossy two-part box with gold lettering. Do we have a... No, we don't. All right. The Mythical Goddess Tarot is here to assist you in realizing your sacred feminine essence. This 78-card deck and full-color 144-page guidebook provide direct access to the goddess through her many faces. These beautiful images are portals into dimensions of power and support. This easy-to-use tarot deck will bring joyful transformation to you and your world. Then we have a quote here. The Mythical Goddess Tarot gives us the ancient future, universal myths or stories of the deep feminine principle with new inspiration and hope that guide us toward a life of peace and love. Brilliantly painted, these compelling cards activate the wisdom of the ages embodied in our human unconscious. Now is the time for allowing these pulsing archetypal symbols to make magic the bloodstream of the universe. And that quote is from James Wanless, who is the author of the Voyager Tarot, one of my top decks. This is the anniversary edition from Satyama Publishing LLC. I've never heard of Satyama before. Just white on the inside. All right, I will address this now. So Satyama, there is a website, and one of the people, I think the person that started this small publishing entity, is the president of Cover, COVR. And it's covr.org. I once upon a time joined Cover. I don't know if that's what they call it, but that's what I'm going to call it. And I got a free membership and very quickly found out that anything at all that I wanted to access required upgrading to a paid membership. And they do these awards, but it's kind of... use the word that's in my head, it's just sort of internal. They if you're a member, you can vote. If you're a paid member, your vote counts more than people that are not paid. And they just basically, after I joined, I unjoined pretty quickly because they were doing their awards, and my inbox was just nothing but emails from all of these other members going, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. And then you get this award, but it's only really an internal thing. So I wasn't really liking that, and I unsubscribed from them. But you can go check it out for yourself by all means. So I also want to say this deck has been on my list for a long time. That beautiful image of Mott. The copyright on this is, let's see. And these are my new glasses, you guys. Isn't that alarming? Interesting. Copyright Catherine Skaggs, service mark of Satyama. There's no date. There's no copyright date on this. That is very strange. All right, well, I'm not going to look any deeper, but I don't think I've ever seen that where there's just no date at all. And it's the anniversary edition, so but we don't know what anniversary or anything more about it. Wow, okay. So we go right away to Litany of the Earth Mother and this beautiful image. O Earth Mother, thou of uncounted names and faces, thou of the many-faceted nature in and above all, nature incarnate, love and life fulfilled, look favorably upon this place, grace us with your presence, inspire and infuse us with your powers. By all the names by which you have been known, O Earth Mother, come unto us. And it says Druid Invocation. Beautiful. Then we've got Introduction, the Goddess, Mythical Goddess Tarot deck, how to use the deck, spreads, importance of the negative cards, the major arcana, the minor arcana, which are seas, wind, earth, and fire. I like that. Mythical Goddess Tarot author and artist. So let's go there first. And at the very end of the book, we have an image of Kali, and it says, "Up until now, our common mother tolerated her children's behavior. She is presently showing us that she has reached the limit of her tolerance." And that is from the Dalai Lama. Okay. Mythical Goddess Tarot author Sage Holloway. 1953 to 2015. Sage Holloway left this world way too early for all of us who appreciate her amazing wisdom, wit, and beauty. Sage was an incredible author, intuitive tarot reader, spiritual counselor, and vibrational medicine woman, to name a few of her talents. She was a beloved mother, grandmother, and dear friend. We will miss her more than we can write here. Her wisdom does live on through the works of the Mythical Goddess Tarot, The Pocket Full of Goddesses, a Blessing Oracle, her book Animal Healing and Vibrational Medicine, and her writings in more than 100 altar cards illustrated with the art of Catherine Skaggs. Mythical Goddess Tarot artist Catherine Skaggs. Catherine is an intuitive visionary artist, teacher, shamanic practitioner, and painter of souls. The inner worlds of the divine speak through Catherine and her paintings to bring guidance, inspiration, and healing to many. Catherine is also the author and artist of the beautifully written and illustrated foundational shamanic guidebook, Artist, Shaman, Healer, Sage, Timeless Wisdom, Practices, Ritual, and Ceremony to Transform Your Life and Awaken Your Soul, as well as the Masters of Light Wisdom Oracle coming in 2022. Ooh, so that should be out. And she, more about her work at catherineskaggs.com. All right. Intro, the salvation of our species lies within each one of us, female and male, to reunite with our sacred feminine essence. By doing this, we tap into the very core of creation and remember our eternal being. That's a quote, but it doesn't say who that quote is from. Welcome to the journey of self-discovery through Tarot, a system of divination that's been in existence far beyond recorded history. I don't know that it's far beyond recorded history, really. All right, the images are archetypal in nature. Through meditation, familiarization with them, awareness expands into realities beyond the familiar. Archetypes are shared in all peoples. Why am I thinking that might be a quote by Jung? But I don't know because it doesn't say. Then we have the goddess. Our planet and all her species are at a delicate crossroads. The key to the survival of life on Earth in these days is the integration and expression of the sacred feminine in all of us, women and men. At this crucial time on the planet, humankind is being forced out of the denial of its own divinity. Specifically, the spirit of the goddess on Earth, not necessarily in worship, but in honoring, in each of us, our feminine core of being. She has always existed in all of her forms, no matter how buried, and is now returning in full expression for the healing of humankind. The Mythical Goddess Tarot has been brought forth with this intention: to assist all people in accessing their divine feminine essence. The major arcana goddess images not only reflect the sacred feminine essence, but are actual portals into these dimensions. By invoking and working with these goddesses, we are transformed and thus transform our worlds. The Tarot, Mythical Goddess Tarot, is based upon the traditional Tarot deck format, 22 majors, 56 minors. The majors follow the aspects of the divine found in standard Tarot decks, but here is equated with the divine feminine as represented through the goddesses in myriad cultures throughout time. The minors are what modern-day playing cards are based on: 4 suits and the royalty cards. In dangerous times past on Earth, the Tarot decks were laden with esoteric symbols, keeping the true elements disguised. This is no longer necessary. Directly represents an element of nature for each suit rather than a symbol of that element. Then we have seas, wind, earth, fire. Obviously, those equate to the 4 cups, swords, pentacles, and wands. Then we have symbols of the astrology, astrological signs, planets, elements. How to use this deck: it's for realizing our true potential. To begin, it's recommended to spend time with each card. One excellent way to understand the individual cards is to put them to use is to choose a card for the day, study it. Okay, then we have spreads. The Yoni spread, the situation as it really exists beyond appearances, course of action, and outcome. I like that, as it really exists beyond appearances. And then we have spiral, who you are, influences you're moving through, influences coming in, marker to heed on your life path, guidance to seek hidden opportunity, life challenges in the current circumstances, guidance to heed. So there's guidance to seek and guidance to heed, life lesson in current circumstance, what needs to be shed, what needs to be embraced, course of action recommended, and final outcome. 13 cards. That's cool. Then we have a double helix spread. This is who you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so who you are, bigger picture, challenges, action, and outcome. And the numbers show how they are to be laid out. Identifying people in the spread, the astrological signs and the minor arcana cards often represent either the people in the querent's life or aspects of the querent herself. Intention, shuffling card position, what's coming or future, more present time, foundation or past, coming to point now. And then the importance of the negative cards. Let's read this. I don't know that we'll have to read the whole thing, but many people can be fearful when they pull a tarot card depicting a negative emotion, attitude, or outcome. Looking at you, Death card. They often want to bury it deep into the deck and pick another card with a hopefully joyous outcome. However, these seemingly scary cards can be perhaps the most beneficial allies in the deck, whether we like it or not. Life is full of lessons and opportunities for growth that can appear as uncomfortable, challenging, and even downright ugly. When thoroughly shuffling and opening our hearts to the great cosmic answers, it can be difficult to see cards like death, ruin, or failure. It is understandable that we may want to pretend these cards don't pertain to us, but they do. The heads up that these cards provide can be the greatest gift of empowerment imaginable. Is it really most important to know all of the incredible blessings of the universe that are heading for you straight away? Of course, it's always good to have an idea that good stuff is coming. Additionally, wouldn't you also want to have clear insight regarding the challenges that are coming your way? Of course you do. This allows you to prepare for them and even head them off at the pass. Knowledge is power. Negative cards reflect the human condition. People too often have limited interpretations of the bigger picture. The art of tarot brings what is hidden, the subconscious into the light of awareness or conscious. What we hide or choose not to see in our psyches are the past wounds and areas of discomfort within ourselves. Usually, these are the things we have expertly avoided. The very nature of divination through the tools of Tarot's challenging cards helps us to lift these wounds into the light of awareness that they may be healed forever. The most efficient path to our very evolution, growth, and renewal is through facing these difficult human experiences that are represented in these cards. Absolutely. The only way out is through, you guys. So when the challenges come up, the more effort you make to meet them head on, the faster you'll get there. And it is true also that when you take a step in that direction, the universe will meet you more than halfway. Okay. By facing these challenges, we are provided the opportunity to make new and empowering choices that change our lives for the better. The best part is, when we are consciously aware of possible challenges coming, we can change the very need for them to manifest. Yes. And we have the major, our representations of the divine. And then we go into the goddesses. And here we have the Holy Spirit of wisdom pregnant with knowledge, who leads the willing soul out of ignorance, asks us to seek our own divine wisdom within. And that's a quote. I wish we knew who the quotes were from. I mean, are they just quoting the deck? And then we go through the majors, and then we go into the minors. And we have the royalty cards. So the courts are called royalty cards, and they are child, maiden, mother, and crone. Wonderful. Then we have numeric meanings. So overall, in general, the ones are breakthrough, immediate gifts of power and abundance. The twos are balance, harmony, cooperation. on and on. Then we have each of the suits. So here is seas with the symbol of water, and then what that element is. Seas are the mother water element where all life originates. They represent feeling, human emotion, subconscious connection that unites all beings. So there's, and then we go into the minors. And we have the number, and then we have a keyword, and we have the element. So, so the ace is just water, the two of seas, love, Venus in Cancer. So we're going to have those symbols. And we do get, for the majors, pretty extensive. We don't have like just a list of keywords. And then for the minors too, we have less text, but there's that addition of the astrological information. And then at the very back, let's see, we have the other publications and works from Satyama. Then we have ebooks, audiobooks on CD, cards and tarot decks, children's spirit animal cards, Wisdom of Tula, Mythical Goddess Tarot 10th Anniversary Edition. Okay. Whispering Herbs, Healing Cards, Divine Dog Wisdom Deck. Oh, there's another dog deck. Cosmic Cat Wisdom Deck. Then we have games and CDs. All right. Let's get to the cards. So again, the little inner inset for the deck, they are glossy. Let's go in. All right, the backs are this beautiful non-directional image. We've got yonis here and hips and hearts and breasts. So we have these female image, but it's, you know, it's also abstract and looking like a flower. That's beautiful. Cardstock is thick-ish. Okay. All right. So here's the Fool, and the goddess is Uzume. The as you can see, just looking from the side, we have suits that have different colored borders. I like that. I like that you can, you know, other decks that do that, the Sacred She, I was just looking at, and I'm completely blank on others right now, but it really, when you do a spread, it really gives you that instant overall view if you have a predominance of one color over the others, and, you know, or you have an equal balance of colors. Okay, so there's Uzume. Morgan Le Fay is the sorceress. So the magician. And we've got Mercury down in the corner here. There is no, oh, wait. Very, 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 very faint. Hold on. I'm looking for, oh. I gotta get to the minors here. All right, where did I see? I'm looking for those symbols of the elements again. Oh, for crying out loud. I mean, I just saw those 4 elements illustrated. Okay, I'm keen for a struggle. There we go. Okay, so very faint here, we see the symbol of air. Good to know. And there, yeah, the symbols are very readable. There's Mercury for the magician. There's the moon, Isis as the high priestess. The images are just beautiful. And I will say now that I kind of wish the images themselves were larger and the borders smaller, because the images are just stunning. Here's Kuan Yin, the Empress. Look how beautiful. Seated on the lotus. And then we have Lilith for the Emperor, power, Aries, yes. So we are not at all trying to stick with standard tarot images. That's just amazing. And just that image of Lilith. Gorgeous. Here's wise woman Sophia. So she is very pregnant. Taurus. This almost, I would think, more of an empress image, but I'm not going to second guess until we get in. But she's called wise woman. Shakti. So the lover's card is ecstatic union, Gemini. Beautiful. The chariot is Athena. Wow, I love the snorts coming out of the horses. So as opposed to the traditional chariot card, she's actually got those reins in her hand. She's driving it. I really like that. Strength. Okay. I think this might be Justice, Crow Woman, and it says Sacred Law. I think that has to be Justice. So we'll see when we get to 11. Yemaya is the Hermit, and she is Oracle, Virgo. Lakshmi is the Wheel of Fortune. That's perfect with Jupiter. And now we have White Buffalo Calf Woman as Sacred Fire, so, with Leo. So that's got to be strength. But we don't have any, lion kind of anything. Okay. Mother Mary, Sacrifice for the Hanged Man. That's, wow. That's got like a secondary impact to it, right? Here's Kali, the Death card. Oh, she's gorgeous. Breed is Alchemy. That's great. Breed's Cauldron, her healing. That's just wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful for Temperance. And then we have Mary Magdalene, Capricorn, for the Devil card. You know what? I want to look this one up. And we'll get a taste here. So under the name, it does say Capricorn, in case you don't know how to read those symbols. Mary Magdalene, Christ's wife and beloved. Yes, thank you. Is the archetypal bride of the eternal bridegroom, the incarnation of love, fertility, compassion, and wisdom. Mary has been worshipped as the goddess throughout parts of the Christian world for 2,000 years. Mary was the high priestess of initiation who anointed Jesus at the banquet table, and after his death, a rite reserved only for brides and the high priestess of Isis at that time on earth. This is amazing. Her anointment proclaimed Christ's kingship and initiated him into the Eros Gamos, or sacred marriage, the cosmic union of the feminine and masculine. Mary was the honored witness of Christ's resurrection and carried his line forward. In her green robe of fertility, she carries the seed of her beloved into the world. Her golden halo of roses represents her grace and purity of love and wisdom. Mary Magdalene is the blessed and enlightened one, the restored bride of the sacred feminine. She initiates all through her anointment of love with the wisdom of the sacred mysteries. Mary is here to remind you that you hold the sacred womb and doorway to life through your divine feminine essence, regardless of your gender. Her power to anoint through the rites of initiation are available to you as you remember the ancient wisdom and teachings that live in your cellular memory. Honor Mary through the reverence of your holy essence and the power of your inner high priestess as the bride of spirit, where all of creation is restored. That's wonderful. And we see here, totally outside of the normal tarot, there's no association whatsoever here with the devil or temptation, but there's like a subtle subtext of how Mary has been almost demonized by the church. She certainly has been removed from her status as bride, which, just take this one little point here, that people in the Bible referred to Jesus as rabbi, and by the rabbinic tradition, you could not be a rabbi unless you were married. You had to tap into the divine Shekinah through the feminine, and so they denied her that. But not only that, they turned her into a prostitute, which, no, never says the prostitute that Jesus cast the devils out of was Mary Magdalene. Anyway, here we go. Initiation. I love it. Then we have Pele as the tower. Look at her. I want big images of these. They're gorgeous. Pleiadian star goddess is the star. Ishel is the moon. Look at the rainbow flowing out of her skirt. She's beautiful. Amaterasu is the sun, the Japanese sun goddess. I love all the yonis. And Aditi is the great void. Wow. Then we have Gaia as the world. She is beautiful. This reminds me of Oberon Zell and Morning Glory Zell's statue of Gaia. Absolutely beautiful. Then we're into water. Seas is the suit. Ace is ecstasy. And then we have the symbol for water. Venus in Cancer is love. Beautiful. The 3 is compassion. Mercury in Cancer. And we've got little dragons and a pearl. Okay. They're jumping around and celebrating. So kind of 3 of Cups. Here's the 4. Desire. Wow. So she's got 3 pearls and another one in her hand. So desire. She's collecting these. Moon in Cancer. Seas. Mars and Scorpio cleansing. I mean seas, duh, that's the suit. 5 of Cups. Mars and Scorpio cleansing. Then we have the 6, pleasure, Sun in Scorpio. Denial is the 7, Venus in Scorpio. Okay, this is very interesting. So if I just think about Venus in Scorpio, where your affection, your likes and dislikes, your values, how you evaluate things in terms of pleasure, what you like about them, is in the sign of Scorpio, which is the desire nature. But it's denial of maybe that the strength of that desirous nature. I'm not sure. But here she is in a boat. Look at all the snakes. Wow. Fascinating. Then we have 8, Saturn in Pisces, which is depletion. I mean, this is giving me great insights into the astrological here. Saturn in Pisces, when Saturn is structure and your ability to discipline yourself and to delay your own gratification in order to get something done, you put it in Pisces and it dissolves, and that is depleted. Okay. The 9, Jupiter in Pisces, is joy. I mean, the images are just wonderful. Then we have purity, Mars in Pisces. Interesting. Okay, now we're into the royals. Child is innocence. And it's just the essence of water. Then we have maiden, passion, and she is Cancer. Okay, so we're going to go through now the triad of the 3 water signs. Maiden, passion, mother, Pisces. So we're not going in sequence. Darn it. All right, anyway, Cancer. Mother is perception, and that's Pisces. Look at the shell and how she's looking. Then we have crone is resurrection, and that's Scorpio, and that totally makes sense. Look at her. Okay, wind. This is the Ace of Wind, realization. The 2 is Moon in Libra, balance. 2 of air would be swords. Okay, 3 is isolation. That's Saturn in Libra. I mean, Saturn in Libra is exalted. It's interesting that it's isolation, and I don't know why, but that would certainly, it brings in that kind of strife and heartache of the 3 of Swords. Here's the 4, Jupiter in Libra, patience. The 5, Venus in Aquarius, is fear. 5 of Swords. Wow. Wow. There's a lot here. I could go deeply on each card of just, working out what the meanings are. 6 is intention, and that's Mercury in Aquarius. The 7 of Swords here. Moon in Aquarius is pessimism. Okay. It's the astrology that's confusing me. The 8 is confusion. Jupiter in Gemini. Okay. The 9 is criticism. Mars in Gemini. Oh, that's good. Quackity quack. Wow. The 10 is illusion, and that's the moon in Gemini. So look at this person all geared up in their rain stuff and hunkering under the umbrella, and it's this tiny little cloud. Now we have the Royals. Child is consciousness. Riding a dragonfly. The maiden is clarity, and she's Libra. The mother is Gemini, creativity. Gemini creativity, yes, lots of ideas. I love these images. And then the crone is visionary, Aquarius. That definitely tracks. I see why, they weren't fussed about putting them in order. Then we have Earth. The ace is manifestation. Yes. Jupiter in Capricorn, cycles. Like the Ouroboros, and I like the heavens and the earth, that idea of balancing. The 3 is Mars in Capricorn, works. Okay, so think about the 3 of Pentacles and it shows kind of collaboration, but this just boils it down to works, putting energy into structure, working, making it happen. That's great. 4 is boundaries. That's the sun in Capricorn. That's gorgeous. Look at this. Look at the horns. And that is, the glory of Capricorn. Boundaries, structure. All right. The 5 is Mercury in Taurus, manipulation. 5 of Pentacles. All right. And, just for shits and grins here, let's go to the beginning of the minors where we have the numeric meanings. 5, dynamic balance, symbol for the human being. 4, foundation integrate. Okay, so dynamic. The 6 is success, moon in Taurus. Yeah, beautiful. And then we have failure. This is awesome. That the 6 is success and the 7 is failure. And that's Saturn in Taurus. Wow. Okay. Then we've got the moon or the sun in Virgo, nurturance for the 8. Then we've got Venus in Virgo, community for the 9. That's a beautiful image. We have, okay, we have earth, we have air, we have, no wait, that's earth. That's got to be fire. Water. I mean, the turtle's got to be earth, right? And this cat. I wish they'd put that in the fire color. 10 is fruition. Mercury in Virgo. Ooh. I like that that's fruition. Completing of a process. Let's mention too, I mean, it says it, but we've got goddesses and images from every culture. Child of Earth is design. The maiden is beauty. She's Capricorn. The mother is birth. She's Virgo. And the crone is Taurus, ascension. Okay. Fire. The ace is illumination. The 2 is centering, Mars in Aries. Wow. The sun in Aries is delight. The 3 of fire. The 4 is completion, Venus in Aries. These are just fascinating. Saturn in Leo is conflict. Really? Okay. The 7 is Mars in Leo, and that's courage. Now we have kind of a strength card. How interesting. these fiery drops raining down from heaven. Then we've got the 6 is Jupiter in Leo, which is forgiveness. Mercury in Sagittarius, the 8 of fire is expression. Yeah, no boundaries, expression. Then we've got both sun and moon in Sagittarius here, and that's integrity. How interesting. But that makes sense. Integrity between your who you are and your how you receive things, the active, the experiencing. 10 is Saturn in Sag, self-destruction. Ooh. Then we have child, creative spark. The maiden is Aries, revolution. Wow. The mother is Sagittarius, regeneration. Fascinating. None of them go in sequence. And then we have Crone, which is Leo, transmutation. All righty then, let's give this a blessing. It is a wonderful deck. I really, really like. What I don't really like is the plastic coating. They don't have a smell to them. A lot of plastic coated cards have a smell, but they don't, if you see this, I kind of jumble them up a little bit and then go to put them back together, and you have to sort of really mush them together. Anyway, let's do the blessing. All right. It really just is a lovely deck. I love the images so much. And can we have too many goddess decks? Not in my opinion. I like that they're not really mashing it into traditional tarot as well. By air and fire, may you be purified and charged. And I have to say, I'm holding this deck. It is chunky, but it doesn't feel heavy in the hand. But again, got to kind of push them back together because of the plastic. So I'm going to get out the fanning powder. I need to just have a fanning powder party because there's a whole bunch of decks that need it. By water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. What's fanning powder? Something I found out about from Denise on Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology on, ooh, goodness, that's too much water. Okay. On YouTube. It's a thing magicians use so their cards will fan, and you just take a brush and you have to like brush it on each one, and then they slide very easily. All right. And then by the sound of the bell, may the spirit within you awaken. Guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, thank you for being here. Thank you for this wonderful deck. And thank you to Sage Holloway. I'm sending gratitude to her spirit. That one's got a little nick in it. Sending gratitude to her spirit for this wonderful deck. And I offer you fresh water. And I offer you the fire of Azrael. So the spirit of divination can ignite in this deck. For moi, because I'm sure the spirit's already there. All right, let's see what it's going to take to shuffle it. I mean, I can hold the deck just barely. I have long fingers, and I can just barely get my fingers around. So if you've got tiny hands, it's probably not going to work for you. All right. It's funny. Oh, darn, these are stiff. Yeah, not so good. And then you have to kind of push them together. So what I'm going to do is split and riffle a few times. We'll see what happens, whether the cards like stay bent. See, they don't want to bridge because of that coating. Poopy! Once again, how do we use our decks? Publishers, please be aware of that. I'll say something else about Cover here when I went and did a little more research, is that in order to be part of, you have to be a paid member to be in the competitions. And it costs, every entry costs money, like $85, $95, something like that. and you have to send a sample of what you are putting in the competition. And it says if the samples are a one-of-a-kind thing, like a piece of jewelry, you have to send it to them. And they'll send it back afterwards, but you have to pay for shipping both ways. And it's like, I just, very pay to play. And I found that off-putting. I'm sure their intentions are wonderful, and I don't want to belittle or besmirch anybody's reputation that's involved in Cover. It's not my cup of tea. And I'm just not really that into competitions. Do you have to put that on your, kind of like the same way with art and music and dance, why do you have to compete? All right, come back together again. Now let's try to cut shuffle. I'm not looking forward to it. Yeah, they're just chunky. So I think I may do a split and pull. As you can see, they're not gonna spread at all. Yeah, not happening. I realize I don't do that with the decks. I'll do the cut, shuffle, and riffle shuffle, but I don't show how they spread. I'm going to try to remember to do that from here on out. All right, so let's just ask what we need to know today. Spirit, what do we need to know? Spirit of the Divine Feminine. I'm going to keep shuffling, and I am going to take them off the top just to see where that gets us. You could get a good riffle if you split the deck in half. All right. Oh, what do we need to know today to bring our best self to whatever we're doing, to thrive, to be in the moment, to bring love and peace and beauty to the world? Just what do we need to know? This will be the last shuffle. All right. Morgan Le Fay, do our magic. Here's the sorceress. Isis. Okay, so see, those two are sequential, and then there's Lakshmi, and then there's, yeah, okay. Not a good shuffle. Not a good shuffle at all. Those are all majors. So we are going to split and pull. Okay. We have child consciousness. And we have sacrifice. And we have manifestation. So we have a court, a major, and an ace. That's more like it. Then we have Shakti. So we're still getting majors, and we have a wand, a regular minor. This is great because we get a good mix. The one thing we don't have is water. All right. So what do we start with? Consciousness. So what do we need to do first? We need to be awake, and that is just the sign of air. We need to awaken the mind, keep the mind on alert, gain some, and it's not even about clarity. It's just about being here and aware, being aware. And then intention is on this axis, consciousness and intention. This is the 6 of wind. So what do we do with that awareness? We decide what we want to do with that awareness through intention. Then we have sacrifice, Mother Mary here, and manifestation. So we understand that in order to make something happen and make it reality, the goddess does demand out of sacrifice. In the charge of the goddess, which is like the only really litany thing from the modern craft, it was like one of the first things, has a section in it that says, nor do, and this is the goddess speaking, nor do I demand aught of sacrifice. For behold, I'm the mother of all things, and all that stuff. But yes, she does. Yes, she does. This is not a free lunch. This is not a free ride. If you want the abundance of the earth, you have to give back. There's something that you have to give. And especially when we're talking about manifesting our highest consciousness, lifting ourselves up, and really bringing our highest self to this planet, we have to give of our gifts, do the work without a guarantee of the manifestation. And that's what sacrifice is. I am willing to give. Whether I know I'm getting a return or not, I'm just willing to give. Sacrifice is giving without return, right? Or without the guarantee of return. So we know that we have to bring our nurturing energy. There's Mother Mary, and we just need to give it up. We need to nurture our lives. We need to nurture our consciousness into its highest form. So rather than being down in the in the mud and the muck with what's going on humanity wise, with the politicians and all that kind of crap, we need to really do the work, make the sacrifices so that we can lift our consciousness and see things in a more goddess like view, see the best in people, see the best potential so we can work towards it, and then we can manifest. But we need to look at what we have to sacrifice to get started. So the ACE is, manifestation, but it's getting started. Then we have ecstatic union, Shakti, and we have conflict. Now, I have to mention how many times over the last several live streams the Astrodice have come up with the South Node in the beginning. And the South Node is about, and South Node in the 7th house, about old habits of relationship. And looking here, this is the Lover's card, Gemini, at ecstatic union. So the first ecstatic union is within ourselves. It is union with the divine, taking this human body and this mundane brain and tapping into that pure consciousness that is at the center of it and bringing those two things, the earthly person and the divine spirit, into ecstatic union. But then we've got fire conflict here. When we're trying to bring those two seeming opposites into union, we're bound to hit some conflict. And then how do we work our way through it? With intention. Now I'm going to read. Okay. Child of wind consciousness. This free-spirited child of wind is pure consciousness filled with the wonder of life as she flies on her dragonfly without judgment or agenda. She's open to all possibilities, aloft in the present moment of eternity. The wind child is here to help you come free of any perspective of limitation. She will help you release your opinions, agendas, and past memories and open your mind to the unlimited possibilities around you. So this is like the child mind of Buddhism, going beyond those opinions and agendas and likes and dislikes and all those forms of suffering. She brings the purity of consciousness that is your birthright so that you may see with a perspective that is free and open to all opportunity. Then we have Mother Mary, which I do believe, no, we read Devil. So let's read Mother Mary. Mother Mary, Queen of Heaven and Creator of Life, Mother of God and Savior of the world. And they put all these titles in italics. Is the powerful and helpful, compassionate mother of the Christian faith. She exemplifies personal sacrifice that others may benefit. Mother of Light and Star of the Sea, Mary embodies, all titles of the goddess before her, by the way. Mary embodies patience and knowing that everything will be resurrected in due time. She surrenders to cycles of suspension and limbo, knowing that all is well regardless of appearance. Wow. Robed in beauty and accompanied by the dove of purity and good news, Mary is serene in her knowing that through self-sacrifice and perseverance all will be righted. She is grace personified, the yielded element of water wholly aligned with spirit. So I love the surrenders to cycles of suspension and limbo, knowing that all is well regardless of appearance. That's very Hanged Man. Mother Mary is there for you when you descend into the dark night of the soul. She is the internal compass that points your way. She teaches you to surrender to spirit during times of stasis, that your obstacles and karmic burdens can be met with patience and grace. Mary brings ascension from the illusion of death and teaches that through sacrifice comes rebirth and ultimate achievement. The writing is wonderful. All right, let's go to The Ace of Earth. Manifestation. This magnificent earth goddess brings full manifestation of all things in the physical world. She is harvest, fruition, and wealth, the breakthrough of heavenly riches into the world of form. Aglow with the light of beauty and abundance of the earth, she brings fortune, bounty, health, and the physical realization of dreams and intent. She is the crown of creation, bringing the substance of life into earth. When this goddess of manifestation appears, and like I said, these are all in italics, crown of creation, goddess of manifestation. Her blessings are soon to follow. Prepare the way for prosperity to come to you in all ways possible. Inheritance, relationship, beneficial career change, good health news, property, gifts, and raise in income are just a few of the avenues she manifests through. Take advantage of all opportunities presented to you and open to her blessings. She brings the prosperous rewards you've been asking for. So through sacrifice, and doing the work. Right on. Okay. Then we have ecstatic union. Shakti, Gemini. Shakti is the powerful Hindu goddess who animates the life force, the creative fire and essence of the universe. The energy of the primordial snake moves through her and lets rise the sleeping creative force within to awaken, ascend, and merge with the sacred. Shakti, in all of her power, holds and runs the vital animating force of Kundalini, the embodiment of ecstatic union with the divine. Her sensuality and passion unite the seeming Gemini polarities into sacred oneness with spirit. Shakti personifies the holy aspiration of the human soul. Shakti shows the way to union with the pure force of spirit. She reminds you that you are a being of power and that you are on earth to let your energy move upward through your body, to unite with her and fulfill your deepest desire of union with the primary force of creation. Shakti is the cosmic example of sacred power, exemplifying the perfect orgasmic fusion of your sexuality, sensuality, and spirituality, where your world is forever transformed. Just wonderful. So we got it, we what do we need to do? Channel, connect, reunite. And I will say too that in the Hindu tradition and in the Tantric Buddhist traditions, the woman, the whole point is to reach that ecstatic union. And the men have to seek it out in the feminine. The women carry it within them in the Shakti, and the man taps into that, literally. Okay, then let's look at conflict. Saturn in Leo, the Five of Fire, a knotted ball of 5 dragons spit fire at each other in an aggressive struggle of ego. So think about the 5 of Wands. That makes a lot of sense. Their lack of inner harmony and unaddressed internal strife spews outward into their world as anger and conflict. I love that showing that the conflict comes from that lack of inner harmony. Comes from their inner conflict. The strife and blame these dragons are entangled in are reflecting the addiction to conflict and high drama that is up for you, creating confusion and chaos in your life. Wow. Tame these fire-breathing dragons by rooting them out in yourself, freeing your inner being to experience the peace that you and those in your life deserve. I love the reference of high drama. Wow. Okay, then we have intention. Mercury in Aquarius, the magnificent wind goddess of intention, brings what she desires into her world with ease. Her clarity and focus of intent come naturally as she is internally connected to spirit. She navigates the deepest levels of mind through meditation, introspection, and the dream time to identify what her being requires and then calls it to her. Her mind holds the intent of her soul's desire so that Source has a clear picture of what to deliver. Oh my goodness, this is so good. I'm going to read that one again. Her mind holds the intent of her soul's desire so that Source has a clear picture of what to deliver. Now, in the kind of subtext of this one, that means that you have to imagine the details. It's not just, I intend to be happy. You have to intend what the details of that happiness look like for you. This is what happiness looks like for me. This is what I will recognize as happiness when and if it shows up. Because if we just throw happiness out there, first of all, how do you visualize it? Second of all, something may show up that is great happiness for somebody else, but you don't recognize it as happiness. It's not what makes you happy. So details, the devil's in the details, and the manifestation is in the details as well. The clearer you are on the what, the faster and more accurately the universe can take care of the how, right? You must know your dreams and desires and let them fuel your intentions, that you honestly communicate with the heavens and they sing back in response. It's very poetic. I love the writing. The very power of your intention lights the path from your being to the creative force by which your dreams may manifest and come home to you. I mean, it's all there, right? And so the potential roadblock here is just this conflict, the high drama, looking for that momentary excitement, biting the hook of getting drawn into drama with other people, that then your mind, your consciousness, and your intention gets focused on that rather than the big thing. So if you come into ecstatic union with yourself, into true integrity with your between your earthly manifestation and the spirit that dwells within you, then you can see past these conflicts. It is harder to get triggered and pulled into somebody else's drama. So the mentions of meditation and intention work and dream work, this is all a wonderful thing. How do we lift our consciousness? Here's how. And then we make the sacrifices that bring it into actual manifestation, not just the one thing that we are constantly asking for at every solstice and equinox, at every moon working. Here's what I'm working for. Here's what I'm working for. But if we have failed to really visualize that and describe it to ourselves in the detail, in all of its detail, then spirit and source just doesn't know exactly what to deliver. So we take that consciousness and we really put it into detail and intention. We avoid getting sucked into the dramas of outer life by being in total harmony within ourselves, and we do the work and we level up. Wow. Okay, I want one more. Off the top, centering. There we go again. Awesome. All right. What do you think, you guys? It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. I'm so glad that I got it. There were many other decks in the store, but I hadn't really seen this one sitting in a shop before, and it jumped out at me. So 'tis mine now. What do you think? I wish it shuffled easier. Again, the major thing that makes the difference between whether I reach for a deck or not is the cardstock, because I have so many incredible decks like the Star Tarot and the Dark Goddess Tarot that are just amazing, and I don't reach for them because of the cardstock, and this may be another one. Anyhow, I got to get over that my damn self. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you soon. Until then, this is Luna. Blessed be.